Now, Daryl, I don't want to mess with your schedule too much, but that last video just said thankfulness is vital. And for me, something that's vital is something that every life needs. So I'm actually going to suggest that that series starts this week. And I suggest that thankfulness is one of those things that every life needs. And hopefully by the end of this morning, you too will agree that's the case. Now, when you came in, you all got a package of material. I'm going to call it a brochure. That's not the right word, but whatever it is, you got a, what is it called again?
Bulletin.
Program. That's it. There you go. In your program, there's an insert here that says, "Get your glasses on. I am thankful for." This is an opportunity for you to make, to put it crudely, a grocery list. We saw in that first video clip there that the kid said, "Hey, let's make a list of everything we're thankful for." And the father said, "Well, hold on a second. You can't just write it all down in a list. It's got to come from you." It's got to come from your heart. But you know what? In order to get to your heart, in order to get lodged in your heart, in your spirit, it's probably going to start in your head. So I want you to put your head to the task this morning. You got 4 little spaces. Come up with 4 things that you're thankful for. In case everybody didn't get one of these, there should be enough for everybody. And perhaps there's somebody who knows where there's extras, and if you want more, and what I mean is, if everybody in your group didn't get one, then please just put your hand up. We'll get you those as well. Kids, there's enough room in those for you to draw a picture of what you're thankful for. And I think everybody got a pencil as well when they came in, and I believe that the kids also got crayons. So you can probably make a pretty nice picture of what you're thankful for. So you know what? Just take a little time right now and jot down some things that you're thankful for. This morning, and please keep working away if you have to. I'm just going to show those first 2 clips again, for my talk, because those were pretty good. No, I'm kidding. I actually do have something to say here, and hopefully it'll expand on that and what Daryl said. But there's no mention of football. Sorry, sports fans. I'm going to cut the football part out of that. However, there is a reference to hockey, so hopefully that'll make up for it a little bit. Well, as you're working away on that, and perhaps it's going to take you a while to come up with 4 things. Perhaps you nailed those 4 things pretty quickly. We're gonna start it off this morning. I'd like to take you on a journey. It will be a whirlwind tour of 4 clusters of verses pertaining to Thanksgiving found in the Bible. So let's get going. The first stop is Leviticus, where Thanksgiving was incorporated into the fellowship offering, which was one of the offerings instituted by God at Mount Sinai. From the very beginning of formal worship, God introduced Thanksgiving as a part of what we are to do. And the verses above there just make note that it says that these offerings were a contribution to the Lord. Now, in preparation for my talk this morning, I went to the fount of all knowledge, the internet. And I did a couple of quick searches on the power of Thanksgiving and the power of gratitude, and I got all kinds of things back. And it was very interesting going through some of these things. The ideas out there range from good common sense to what seems to me to be unbridled quackery. Now, let me give you an excerpt of one of my favorites. When you are in a sincere state of gratitude, your energy, that is vibrational resonance, is one of acceptance and harmony. You resonate, and as a result, project a much higher vibrational frequency, which is exactly what attracts to you the events, conditions, and circumstances that you desire. So good news to those of you who are thankful, you buzz. I don't know if you knew that or not, but you might not want to buzz, but you do. But you know what? There was one theme that was fairly consistent through all of these essays that I came across. And it was what's called the law of attraction, which basically goes like this. You attract how you act. If you live with gratitude, you will attract positive things. If you act sour, then you will attract lemons. A similar rule that I came across is called the law of multiplication. It goes like this. Whatever you genuinely feel grateful for, you multiply in your life. Now, I don't know about you, but some of these things sound pretty good to me. I mean, don't you want to attract positive events, conditions, and circumstances? Psychologists Robert Emmons of UC Davis and Michael McGlow of University of Miami have found that practicing gratitude can actually improve our emotional and physical well-being. People who keep a weekly gratitude journal, they say, had fewer physical symptoms, exercised more, had a better outlook on life, and were more likely to reach their goals. Now, that sounds pretty great to me. I mean, I could handle some physical and emotional well-being improvements in my life, couldn't you? There's just one little problem that I'd like to bring your attention. According to dictionary.com, a meaning for gratitude is a feeling of thankfulness or appreciation as for gifts or favors. Now, in my thinking, a gift or a favor comes from somebody, right? So I would say that gratitude is a feeling of thankfulness for or to someone for something. And here's the problem that I kept running into as I did my research. But there's tons of material on the topic of Thanksgiving, but I could find very little as to the subject of our thanks. All right, the second stop. Second stop on our tour is the cluster of verses penned by King David, who was called a man after God's own heart. And Daryl mentioned this verse already this morning. David wrote, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever." This particular rendering is found in 1 Chronicles 16:34, but this statement became quite popular, and it's actually echoed about 15 times in subsequent chapters and books of the Bible. David not only practiced thanksgiving, but he seemed to be overwhelmed with gratitude towards God.